Hello, it's Steve Harris from the 26Bonds YouTube page. Actually, it's not Steve Harris, it's me, Rob. I just got a bass guitar the other day, which I'm learning on. And yeah, it's all very nice. I've been to a record fair this morning, guys. It's the 1st of June, it's Saturday. And Colston Hall do about, in Bristol, where I live in the southwest of the UK, they have about 4 or 5 record fairs there, like big ones on 3 floors. It's probably the best one in the southwest. I think it's certainly the largest, of about 100 stalls. And I'm going to do a little video of the Death Thrash Metal stuff I picked up. And then if anyone's interested, I might do, after this, a video on stuff I picked up by the American rock band Kiss, who I also collect, which some of you watching this video will probably hate. So if you don't want to watch it, feel free. Also, I'm going to be going through some bits from my collection you've not seen, and some new bits which have arrived. And today I'm sporting my Ghost t-shirt, which my wife bought me for my birthday. Thank you very much, Karen. Brilliant. First thing I want to show you today is not something I found at the record fair, but something I recently picked up. This is an original Nuclear Blast copy of the Specman project. A bit more thrash orientated, this one. Of course, Paul Specman is the brains behind the legendary influential progenitors of death metal, Master. Also was in a band called Death Strike from 1984-85, Funeral Bitch and Abomination. So he's been in tons of bands. And this is an original press from 1991 of Paul Specman. As with all Nuclear Blast releases, you used to get a little catalogue insert sheet of t-shirts on one side. There you go, long sweatshirts. Remember them? Buy sweatshirts. Christ, it's going back a few years. And also records, so you could send up for God Your Soul from Pungent Stench, Monstrosity, Abomination, Dismember, all the stuff which was out. Revenant, Prophecies of a Dying World, even. This one's in really good condition. I'll show you the vinyl. There we go. So, barely been played. Look at the shine on that. Really, really good. I like Paul Specman. I like Master. I like Death Strike as well. And I'm going to actually show you some more Specman bits and pieces in a bit. So, definitely try and get this one into your collection if you like Master, or you like your death metal on the thrashier side of things as well. Got the lyrics on the other side there. In terms of tracks, some of these were recorded by Master. Funeral Bitch, Mangled Dehumanization, Unknown Soldier. There's a good few songs on here are given the Specman Project treatment. So there you go. Something you don't tend to see very often, this one. And I think I paid about £7 for this. And in that condition, I was well pleased with this. That was that. This is one of my hauls from today. This is just £2. This one cost me, but this is a Stars on Thrash compilation by Roadrunner, which is famous for its shockingly crap cover. List of the bands and the albums which the tracks are from. So it's bands like SOD, Slayer, Pestilence are on here. DRI, Flotsam and Jetsam, Acrophay, Paradox, Hades, Sacred Reich, Snow White and the Great Cat. So there we go. Now the original copies of this would come with an inner sleeve showcasing the bands, and it's got the Dutch Roadrunner standard label. This is a Dutch issue. So I'll give that one a little spin later. And the Slayer song, if you're interested, on this one is an early one, isn't it? This one, yes. Evil Has No Boundaries live, taken from the Live Undead mini LP, which for you thrash metal trivia fiends wasn't actually recorded in a concert. It was recorded in a recording studio with lots of their mates there. Hence the screaming you hear. So it's not truly a concert, but I suppose it was a live recording, but only done in a studio. So there you go, Stars on Thrash. Another compilation I got today from the fair was this, from Music for Nations, a very early one, this one here, featuring all those great bands. Metallica, Manowar, Battle Axe, Virgin Steel, Rat, my god, Rocks, Talus, Tank, and the reason I bought it, I'm a huge fan of King Diamond and Merciful Fate. And there you go, cool picture of King Diamond up there. So I like to sort of collect the compilations which they're on as well. Another one to look out for is a double one called Hell Comes to Your House, which is what they're on. And also Welcome to the Metal Zone, which I think's the double one. Hell Comes to Your House is a single. Very, very cool. Well, like I say, this is on the Music for Nations label. In good condition. This is an old one. When was this made? This is a French copy from 1983. Gosh, this one's in really nice condition. Look at that. Really nice. You can eat your dinner off that. So that's got the same Music for Nations label as my copy of Melissa by Merciful Fate, which also actually is a French pressing too. Love King Diamond, love Merciful Fate. Try and find this one. Never seen that before actually, so picked it up, £5. Another thing which cost me a fiver today from the Record Fair is this. This is the debut album from 1986, I believe, this one, on Under One Flags. This is a UK pressing of Nuclear Assault's Game Over, which I really like this album. It's really cool. It's got elements of the hardcore scene, bands like DRI, and real heavy thrash as well. So, got the original in the sleeve with the lyrics, and it's got the Under One Flag. And once again, for a fiver, look at that. It's great. It's got a few dirty paw prints on it, but it will clean up just great. And it's one of my favourite thrash LPs, this one. It's famous really for its track Hang the Pope, which is about 25 seconds long, but it's very controversial lyrics. So if you like your thrash a little bit hardcore tinged, you could do a lot worse than get a copy of Game Over, which is an awesome, awesome record. I'll just move around a bit because I'm sort of coming out of shot. Another thrash band, or proto-thrash band. This is an early 80s, really. I think it's 84 this came out. Could be wrong. This is Violence and Force by Exciter. Now, Exciter on drums and vocals had a guy called Dan Beeler who played on the So Far, So Good, So What album by Megadeth and was a member of the band, I think, just for that LP. Yeah, he was, because Nick Menza joined. He's in the middle there. This is an original pressing. I'm not sure if he's ever been reissued, these, but I've not heard much of these guys, but I've wanted to pick this particular album up because I think it's probably their best one. Now, where was this one made? I wonder if this is a French one too. It's got that same label. It doesn't say. I think this could be I think this is a UK press, this one here. There you go. It's got that sort of tanned logo. So I look forward to playing this one later. These guys were a heavy old band. I heard a couple of tracks off YouTube. I've never actually owned anything. And look at that album cover. That just screams early 80s heavy metal, before things got too sanitised by Poison and London and Rat, people like that. There you go, true metal. Another compilation, Speak Hills 2. Now this one is an awesome compilation featuring Bathory, Dark Angel, Holy Terror, Onslaught, Death Angel, Agent Steel, Death, Heathen, Possessed, English Dogs. Amazing. Speak Hills 3, this one I should say. Once again, it includes the photos of the bands there and the catalogue numbers of the albums from which the tracks come from. This one's in pretty good nick, not as good as the other one. Might need a bit of a clean up. This, yeah, it's got some marks on this. Yeah, might need a bit of a clean, but I think I only paid a fiver for that as well. So for a fiver, you can just about get a pint in a pub in this stupid country. So if it means it doesn't play, it's the equivalent of me having a sip and spilling my pint. What's a man going to do? Get another one. Pestilence, Testimony of the Ancients. I had to get this, and I had to get this as well, Legion, because the guy did me £20 each on these. These are original pressings, classic albums. This one here is Deicide's second album, and it's probably one of my favourite death metal albums of all time. Great tracks. It's got the original in a sleeve, very technical. There you go, picture of the band there, and this has got, it almost feels, you know when you buy like a new record, it has that staticky pull from the inner sleeve. This has got it still. This hasn't been played. There's not a mark on it. There's honestly not a mark on it. A little bit of dust, but that is it. There's no marks on that whatsoever. The cover's displaying very early signs of ring wear. Very early signs of ring wear. There's no whitening. You can sort of make out where the disc is when you take it out of the sleeve. It's got like a pattern in the light. I don't know whether you can sort of see that. But it's a great record. Recommend anyone try and pick this one up. Now they haven't reissued this one, which is obviously keeping prices very high on the second-hand market. To get this for £20 is a steal because it can go for up to 60 quid, quite simply. And the other one, of course, was Pestilence, Testimony of the Ancients, their third album with fantastic guitar solos. Very, very melodic guitar solos. And their first record without Martin van Drunen, who had left to join Asphyx, another Dutch death metal band. So once again, this has the inner sleeve with lyrics on one side, and once again, it's barely been played. So for 20 quid, job is a good one. More death metal. Oh, who wants to see this? I got this also from Discogs. This is a Funeral Bitch, another Paul Specman project. These are the demos recorded in 86 and 87 on 7-inch. So I'll just show you them very quickly. It's black vinyl, so the vinyl comes in like a little sleeve there. It's a fold out with liner notes from Paul with some nice pictures, and on the back it has the track listing as well. So not heard this yet. I'm going to give that a spin later on. But this was a bit of a short-lived side project really, and it's very, very thrashy apparently, and I look forward to spinning that later on. You can get this for about a £5. It's just come out. You can get it on red vinyl as well. Okay, this is a really rare album. There's only 2,000 of these in existence. Not just Nocturnus the Key. As the sticker says, this is a limited edition earache, 2,000 copies on splatter vinyl of the Key. So when earache try and do an FDR reissue of this, I won't be buying it because I don't need to. It's got the original inner sleeve in there. I've put it in one of these. The splatters in the old days weren't the most colourful. There's just a little bit of red splat in that, if you can see. But it's very, very cool. It's got a big red label with the earache details on. There you go. It's mainly white with some sort of red veining. It looks almost like one of those cheeses with red berries in, you know. So this really shouldn't be called splatter. It should be called French cheese vinyl. So I was very, very pleased to pick that one up for not a lot of lolly. As we all know, all us death heads know, it's a classic album, and it includes the greatest song ever, Lake of Fire. And Into the Droids. So that's the inner sleeve there. Great record. If you don't own that album on original press vinyl, what are you doing watching the videos? There you go. I'm only joking. It's an inclusive channel here, we don't discriminate. More Specman. This is the reissue of Fucking Death by Death Strike from 85, I think this one. Originally released in 91, I think was the first pressing on Roadrunner. Is it Roadrunner? Don't know. Might be Nuclear Blast actually. I think it was. So this is Paul's first band, or the one prior to Master. So this is a reissue on Dark Descent Records, which comes with a rehearsal 7-inch, Fucking Death LP bonus 7-inch. So it's got on side A, Live for Free and the Truth, and side B, Pay to Die and Master. It's on black vinyl, which is really nice. It's a nice little freebie. I think I got this for £7, so I was well happy. I think you can get it on gold vinyl, this one, or coloured vinyl. This is a black vinyl copy and comes with some nice liner notes there, which continue on the back and have the lyrics as well. So Death Strike were hugely important with the formation really of the genre of death metal. One of the original bands, along with Possessed, Death, Slayer, Bathory, in really getting the first sound. Very influenced by Venom, very heavy. This is a compilation of some early tracks, and I think side 2 is some later stuff, so it's of a slightly different style. But there you go, well worth picking up. This is a Discogs purchase, £7 with a bit of shipping. Bargain. Now, Finnish death metal. I've not shown a lot of Finnish death metal. This is a band called Funebra. I think that's how you pronounce it. Or Funeral. I think Funebra is the Italian spelling. This is Children of the Scorn from the early 90s. 91. Originally issued on Spine Farm Records. That's the original cover there. They've done a new cover for it, which I don't really understand or see the point, because the original one, in my opinion, has got a bit more character to it. This is the Extreme Music reissue. Now this one is on a brown splatter vinyl, which I'll show you because it's quite nice. Spun this one yesterday for the first time, never owned this before, never heard much of this band. Thought I'd get it because I knew that they were quite well thought after in death metal circles, and it's great. It's really good. The sound's good. The production, I like the production. It's quite clean production. Songwriting's good. The vocals are really good. Now I think the vocals were even more extreme on their demos. They're more gurgling. But these are very, very good. It comes with an inner sleeve with an interview with the ex-drummer of the band. He talks about the formation of the group, what happened to them. Usual rock and roll stories. So yeah, if you like Finnish death metal, if you like original death metal from the early 90s, it's certainly one to pick up if you can find it. It's not the easiest record to track down. If you wanted to get an original copy of Children of the Scorn, that would set you back a lot of money, but for £7 for the reissue, it's great. I think the actual CD copy of this, because there is one, includes the original demos as well, and sadly this one doesn't. Would have been cool if it was a double release with the demos on the second disc. But there you go, if you want to get some cool Finnish death metal, I recommend that, it's really good. I got a sealed copy of this today for £8. Grind Crusher. And it's got the 7-inch because I can feel it with my hands. There you go, nothing too exciting. But for a classic album, sealed. £8, having a bubble. Now this is I think it's a third or fourth pressing. This is an 84 original, because you can tell this is Hellhammer. You can tell it's an original, one of the earlier pressings, because of the pink logo, and it also opens from the top. The last pressing opens from the side and I think has a red logo. So this isn't the first pressing, it's either the second, third or fourth, I think. This is Apocalyptic Raids from 84. Hellhammer. What can you say about them? Look at these guys. Aren't they cool? Tom Warren. Obviously this band turned into Celtic Frost. They released then Morbid Tales and To Megatherion, which I actually won on eBay the other day. Come on, I finally own it again. So this is an absolute classic. So it's a top opener. This is on Noise Records. I'll get the record out for you. Now I think the first pressing had black labels. This one's got silver, which means it's definitely not a first pressing. But it's great. Look at the condition. For God's sake, it's almost bloody mint. So, you know, I don't always have to have the first pressing. This is about as good as it's going to get. Now, I think it came with an insert as well, which is sadly missing. But there you go. For the actual condition of record, the sleeve is near mint, as is the record. So for a copy of that, you can't go wrong. I'm showing some really quite important releases today, I think. You know, these aren't new school stuff. This isn't new releases or a lot of reissues. This is all pretty much stuff that, you know, if you're starting out collecting, this is the stuff you want to be getting onto, because this is the stuff that holds value, and this is the stuff which collectors really value. The last thing to show you today is actually a reissue, funnily enough. This is Hellwitch. Now, let's see if I can pronounce this. Syzygial Miscreancy. I've not played this yet, but I've heard some tracks, and it is really, really cool. This is the reissue version, which did come on blue vinyl, but this is a black vinyl copy. And it includes all the demos, the album, some live tracks, some rehearsal stuff, and so on. It's quite a complete package. If you want to get into Hellwitch, this is a good one to get. So it's on Fode Records, and it's a gatefold, which is lovely. There you go. So it's got lots of flyers, band photos, lyrics, some liner notes from Pat Ranieri, who's the vocalist and guitar player, and it's real technical death metal in the old school vein. Recorded in 1990 at Morrisound Studios by Scott Burns. Produced by Hellwitch, engineered by Scott Burns. So this was £7. I couldn't believe it. Discogs. Mint, unplayed. So check this one out. If you like riffs that are a bit off the wall, a little bit gore-gutsy, check out Hellwitch. Awesome band. So there you go, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I've had a fantastic day at the Bristol Record Fair. Many thanks to Colston Hall for putting on such a great one. I'll be coming back in October on the 25th when it's back in town. So hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend. Please check out the Kiss video. I know probably people don't like it looking at these videos, but if you like a bit of Kiss or you just want to learn a little bit about different pressings from Kiss around the world, check out my next video because I'm going to go and do it now. All the best, guys. Take care and keep the metal flowing.